Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we're off for more of Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. We're starting on the Super Nintendo version for this video. We will be spending the majority on the GBA version as before, because we're going to be doing the Palace of the Four Swords. But before then, there's only one room in the Super Nintendo version that we haven't been able to access in the GBA version. And that is the Chris Houlihan Room. As you can see, I have a perfect save count of 0 as well. I am playing on the SNES Classic, which is what I've been using for the videos so far that mention the differences, because I had the restore points for the Ice Palace, funnily enough. I planned in advance, as you see. But of course, you know, Nintendo Switch Online is still a viable way. I just wanted to use the SNES, because, you know, 720p, 60 frames. The game runs at 60. Anyway, enough technical jargon. Chris Houlihan. The room is a top-secret room named after Chris Houlihan, who won a competition in Nintendo Power of finding Warmet in the final stretch to time it in the original Final Fantasy. We did the Final Fantasy anniversary. You know what room it is. I'll probably link to the very room. But because he answered the question correctly and won the competition, he was put into a Nintendo game, and it happened to be A Link to the Past. But the room itself is actually an error handler if Link's Y coordinate is, well, not correct. And when you fall into a grotto, going from overworld to underworld, doesn't matter if it's dark world or light world, or any grotto for that matter, you can get in there. But how do you mess up your Y coordinate except for being accidental? Well, there's a few methods. Considering that we start here as soon as we load, this is actually one of the holes, yeah, the final hole in the game, is one of the grottos, because, well, you fall into it from the overworld and you go into the dark world. Same goes for the grotto that, you know, takes you to where you find your uncle is knocked out, the Hyrule Castle Courtyard secret entrance, that sort of thing. Wow, that's a lot of hearts. Don't even need them, really. Couldn't pick that up with my sword. May have seen differences already. But yes, that hole is actually a method that we can actually use to get in there, and what I like to use is the bomb method. I do like doing it. I try to press L in order to get my map there. In this little sector where, you know, the Sanctuary would normally be in this location in the light world, you could just dash running all the way around to go into the thing, like, which is what the most common method is, the Pegasus method, to get into the secret castle entrance, and that just somehow gives you into the Chris Houlihan room. That doesn't seem to work for me. I find this method that I'm going to use more reliable, shall we say. Since our hole is in the exact same part of the map, effectively, like in the middle sector, doesn't matter as long as we are in a transition that goes down. And that's why I am coming over to the bank over here, because I want to show a different hole that you don't normally use. I will show it for Dark World and Light World though, but this is the method that I'm going to use. So we want to be in a place where the screen transitions this way. Notice where we are when we try to transition the wall. We need to knock ourselves into that location and then Pegasus dash. So let's get a bomb and knock ourselves into it. Right, we're into it. Then we got a Pegasus dash downwards. That pushes us one more pixel downwards than what we're supposed to, and that skews with our coordinates effectively. So now, without hitting anything or getting hit by enemies, we need to fall into a grotto. And of course, we're just going to take the one at the final, and we should end up in the Chris Houlihan room. Make our way up here, head down, and notice that we went a bit further than we should have. That's how this is triggered. Any hole, any grotto that you fall into, that works. As long as you bomb yourself into the screen transition moving up and down, as long as you don't hit any more up and down screen transitions, when you are knocked into the loading transition area, that's when you do not hold down, you Pegasus dash, and you end up in here. And we have a nice 200 rupees to our name, so we will collect all these up, because why not? It's probably the only thing I'm actually going to leave uncleared on this save file, so I keep my zeros. My name is Chris Houlihan. This is my top secret room. Keep it between us, okay? And if we leave, no matter where you entered, you will always end up outside of your own house. I came from the dark world. I mean, you would have to have the moon pearl anyway, but that's a little bit interesting, isn't it? Anyway, I think that is all that we have to show for the ends for the Super Nintendo version, except for the fact that I want to, you know, show off my Light World variant. This is the screen I was on about. This is the screen that I like to actually do this trick on. I want my bombs, please. I'm going to get rid of you first, because you're going to cause me havoc. Right, so this is the screen that I like to do it on. So I put a bomb here, knock myself into this part, dash downwards. Now, hopefully, without hitting anything, or getting hit, I should be able to make it all the way to the infamous grotto that everyone normally uses to get into this room. But since I wanted to be a little bit different and show a Dark World variant of entering it, my god, there was a bit of lag there. That's the thing with Nintendo's emulation. It's like, so on point. I think that worked. Yep, and look at that, we ended back into this room. So as long as you bomb yourself into the point where you would normally transition, use the Pegasus shoes to cause the transition and not move downwards. And that is the trigger. That messes with Link's Y coordinate. That's how you enter this place. Now, back to the GBA version. Back on the file select on the GBA version, you will now notice that Four Swords now has a golden sword on it. That is because that we have now finished Hero's Path Vaati, the third and final round. But, as I've said already, you only need to beat both main villains of each game once in order to unlock the Palace of the Four Swords. That means beat Ganon once on Link to the Past, beat Vaati once in Four Swords. So you really only need the silver keys, but now that we are pretty much all complete, other than the Palace of the Four Swords, it's the perfect time to get back into it. Alright, so now we are back on top of the pyramid yet again, and you may notice that my rupees are not full, but my bombs and arrows are. I've went and prepared a little bit. So, starting at the Palace of the Four Sword here, we have four swords. Four swords. You'll see what I mean later. And you'll also notice that I have another blue potion as well as a red potion. I had one blue potion remaining from when I brought one before. Never had to use it. I'm going to need potions. Fairies aren't going to cut it. And so, even if I need fairies, there's one in the bush, or in the tree, excuse me, outside of the dungeon. And we also have magic powder if we bump into any anti-fairies. Also, make sure you have at least 20 rupees on you. Hey, I'll tell you a profitable story if you pay me 20 rupees. How about it? Alright, I'll pay. Thanks, actually. This place is here precisely for heroes like you. Bet you can't get through it. It'll take everything you've got. And he poofs. If we didn't have the money before, he would have said that only true heroes get into this place. And you would have wasted your money. So yeah, there's also a literal paywall in the way. Right, I just want to wait for them to lunge so I can dash a rooney past all these chomps. Welcome to Inside the Pyramid, guys. This is the Palace of the Four Swords. Let's whack these guys out of the way. I mean, we don't really need to deal with it. But basically, this is some sort of room terminus. If you think about, what's a good analogy? Think about Ganon's Palace, or Ganon's Castle in Ocarina of Time. We've got multiple ways to go, and you can do them in any order. I'm probably going to go in a clockwise order, personally, but I thought I'll just show you the main room here quick. So this is going to be pretty much the rest of the entire video right here, going through this final dungeon to prove our worth. That is a fast-moving current. We cannot swim against that. That'd be a problem. So let's get out our lamp quick and light this flame, and let's see what happens. The current's let up for a bit so we can actually swim against it. There's an obstacle in the way. Guess what? We can dive for half a second, and that's exactly what it's there for. You were wondering what the diving ability was for in the GBA version? Well, it is for the Palace of the Four Swords. It makes use of new mechanics that were added, and makes a new puzzle out of it. Well, that was quick. We've already bumped into a boss. Yes, we've got this guy again, but this time he's covered full of berries. It's Wart, and yeah, Wart and Barry. But this time, yeah, even though the old originals were called Barry before, these ones are true berries because they will electrocute us if they spark as before. Not really an easy way of taking care of them. We just got to deal with it. They cannot actually be hit unless you hook shot them first, but they can be sparking at any moment, and they take 2 whacks with the golden sword. Quite the glutton for punishment, I will admit, and a spin attack will not kill them, as I've mentioned already. Spin attacks with the golden sword are pretty much not really a thing, because damage kind of caps off. As I said with Ganon, think it's probably the same with these guys as well. We've actually taken quite a lot of damage already. It's kind of a problem, considering I can't really do much else. Considering that the hookshot is also able to normally kill these guys, in this case it's just to get them off. You can actually tell when they are attached to him and not like separate, because their tendrils are white when separated but yellow when they're attached to the wall. I know I keep calling him Wall, his name's Argus or something, but in Majora's Mask he's called I put it in a text box actually, I distinctly remember saying that, because he's effectively the same enemy, because in different language versions of Majora's Mask, they swap the names around, even for this game. So, they're effectively the same monster. Ah! I even hesitated and I still got a hit. Now, we're getting there in the end, though. We might have to pop up the potion, but I wasn't banking on doing that this early. And every time we enter, we have to spend 20 rupees to re-enter the dungeon as well, so, you know, I mean, 20 rupees is not exactly hard to come by. You can just go take out some rats in the Kakariko storage shed or something. Or go digging. Be nice if I could dig in the dungeon. Maybe the shovel will be used in the dungeon. Nah, that can't be done. It would be nice, considering that you're able to hold on to it even after you get the flute in the GBA version. Yeah, it's going to use the GBA exclusive stuff for to its strengths. That didn't actually latch on. I can still whack him. There we go. He actually latched on right when I hit him, so his tendrils went white again when I hit him. Oh, feck off! I'm actually kind of close here. Right. Nope. Not dealing with you. Makes the boss take a little bit longer, but... Oh, right. I have to actually be careful where I hook shot, because he's got a hard shell. Oh, really? You're hiding on the one side that I'm not on? That's cheeky. I actually went underneath him that time. Why is this one giving me trouble? Come back! Give it to me! Jesus. Yeah, of course you're sparking. No, you're staying with me, mate. I couldn't keep him with me because Argus decided to try and come toward me. It's kind of funny, really. I went with Walk because I couldn't remember his other name, but there we are. Now, where are you going, my fool? He is a lot faster, and we've also got these bubbles showing up, which I want to avoid damage of, so I'm going to pop this off. And I'm just going to walk... Well, the thing can't actually hit him, so... What the flip? He got stuck! What the actual flip? He got stuck! He got stuck in between the waterfalls. I've never seen that happen before. Wow, that's interesting. Alright, this is a problem. Can I actually take him out before I run out of magic? Nope, I'm going to run out of magic. I'm going to have to pop off the red potion. That's fine. That's fine. I should have popped off the blue potion in hindsight, but I can easily freeze an enemy and get something. Wasn't expecting to take that much damage, but those Baris, your natural instinct is to just slash when you hook shot, because that's what you would normally do when you... Look what happened. In fact, that one hit would have actually killed me, and he's still taking damage. In fact, you know what? We got a bit of... He landed right on me. But yeah, look at that. Even the spin attack didn't finish him off there. I didn't have enough magic to do a hurricane spin. Whoa, okay! Yeah, he can change his direction even without bumping into a wall. Don't normally see that, but he kind of took me off by surprise there. And yeah, even though it's a tougher boss, we don't get a heart container for it. At least a fairy would have been nice, you know? But hey, by doing that, what does the plaque say? Oh, just squibbles. It probably just says the green sword, because it looks like a green master sword that we can pick up. We pick it up, it's got its own colour sprite for it, but it just goes into our quest status. We can't use it, doesn't increase our attack stat. That would have been nice. Or maybe, like, have, like, an element tied to the weapon. I don't know, something. Yeah, I took a lot of damage through that battle. Jesus, I just realised my health. And we have the best armour as well, so enemies are not going to be playing nice here. Makes me think I might want to leave and go get my fairy. Ah, you know what? We got potions. It's fine. I want to take you out. Hopefully you'll drop something of interest. Or I'm going to take stupid damage. Mate. Thank you. Hey, there we are. It paid off. Right. Let's go all the way over here again. And you bastard. And go this way. I don't know why all the thieves were like in one zone there. Oh god, it's dark. You can tackle all these in any order you wish. There's not that big of a problem on what you do. And hello there, new Octo Balloon. Are you serious? I even used the lamp. Well, I can see what I'm doing, so it's fine. I don't need it. Got some orange Octoroks, which is interesting. Something that's quite new. Can't get into the area above. Maybe we got to kill the enemies? Perhaps? I was trying to turn around there, actually, but I wasn't having much luck there. Where are you? There you are. There we are. Kill all the enemies. Get a stairway up here. I couldn't actually climb it. A bit annoying. Got no magic, but it should be fine. Oh, this looks like a room out of Skull Woods. I would actually like that magic, please. Let's get our boomerang out. There we are. Actually, I'm going to get my hook shot out. I can hit you. There we are. Probably don't want to be picking up too many of these pots, but we do need to... Wow, man, really? I mean, I was hoping I would have hook shot him first, but that didn't happen. Oh, really? This is shenanigans right here. I did not mean to slash that. I forgot I can do that. That's a bit of a problem. There we are. That worked. Nope. There we are. I want to use my hook shot against these guys so I don't have to time a sword slash, but needs must sometimes. Hopefully I haven't screwed myself out. That was cheeky. Let's just do that then. That's the switch. Oh, we need to put the Kano Samurai on there. Good thing we have a little bit of magic. There we are. That'll do it. And then we can actually knock this one out. That didn't have a heart in there. Go into the next room, and we still got more puzzles. So yeah, some of them can be a little bit longer than others. Actually, there's a crystal switch over there. What are we going to do with that? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do first of all. I need to kill you. And somehow I hook-shotted the block while hitting you with the hook shot. Okay. That don't normally happen. I, did two things at the same time. Good. Thank you for the magic drop. I could actually use that. So we can actually study this block. It's not going anywhere beyond, so they must have put one of these rods right in the way because we can't see. And I went down at the wrong time there because I got wrecked. Jesus. Oh, for flip's sake, get off me. That's not fair. I don't normally get hit that often. Right, let's just shoot that. Right, he goes onwards finally. But we need to... Oh, God. Do that again because we can't shoot past the statue. Right, so what we need to do here is follow this... Oh, I can't do that. Oh, wow, I dodged it somehow, though. That's fine. Come back round. Put one of these here. Chuck it on the switch. Which doesn't actually activate it, interestingly enough. Then we can deactivate it. We can get through. And I'm now going to need one more blue potions. You see why you need potions more than fairies. Normally I go through... I normally have a better time, but right now I'm just getting a little bit screwed out. Ah! Mofula! Mofla? Mofra. I don't bloody know. Right, so this version splits into 3 clones, and if you take the other 2 clones out, it'll... Well, if you hit a clone, it'll turn into bees, and, you know, you'll have to obviously deal with them. There's not really any way you can figure out what one's the real one. You just gotta, you know, get lucky, which so far I've hit the 2 fakes every time. I'm gonna go for you. Oh, for feck's sake, man! This is actually unbelievable at this point. I've hit the fake one every time! That's the real one! Okay, so once there is at least one real one, we can focus on him before he splits again. You know what? Have some flames, you mug. The problem is, by using the fire rod, the others can actually get into that flame and be taken out as well. So sometimes not the best idea. And they are not affected by the silver arrows, although it is Ganon's weakness. Okay, these things are on a new level. Well, maybe they were developed by the Triforce, who knows. I was actually trying to hit the real one there, but I wasn't having much luck. So screw me yet again. These bees are actually getting on my nerves. That's the real one. And I somehow hit every single one of them. I'm just trying to get rid of the bees, but it ain't working out. As far as I'm aware, throughout how many times I've actually done this boss, I can't tell which one's the real one. feck's sake, these bees. I don't actually know if my golden bee can do anything about them. I haven't tried. And from what I've learned in videos, I shouldn't experiment when I haven't actually done anything. So, right, focus on this one. Don't bundle each other, that's cheap! God damn it, I'm out of magic and potion again. I'm just going to have to pop this off and heal up. I mean, I normally run out of potions at this point, but not in the way I was expecting. I can normally get halfway through before I need a top up. You definitely need potions for this. I lost it because I was getting annoyed. I mean, I don't normally hit the fakes this goddamn often either, so... yeah, I am a little bit mad. Oh my lord! How many times am I going to hit the fake ones? Today is not my day. There we go! Finally! And I still took tons of damage. I kept hitting the fakes! That was unbelievable! And I've only got, like, what, 8 rubies to my name after stocking up? Right, well, we got all that. But now I'm out of potions, and you've brought me back into this corner again. I don't know how I feel about that. I'll tell you what I don't feel. Very well. Let's go leave. Right, I'm gonna go stock up, be right bizzle. Alright. Get out of my way, mate. So I have 2 blue potions and another red potion. Let's go dash Rooney back on in here again without getting any hit by any chomps. And now let's start on the right side of the place. Right, so I said I was going to go clockwise, but I think I'm intended to do these ones first. We've got some falling floors here. I can't pass up a 20. You know me. It might actually be worth to use my... I can't push that, can I? No. What I'm supposed to do... Actually, I think, yeah, what you're supposed to do in this particular room is that you actually do need to use the wall bonk to get around this room in order to, you know, get to the door when it's in the way. And, of course, to get back and cross the room, you need to bonk into the walls to get back to the middle platform. Problem is, how am I supposed to do that here? Because this block... Can I not push this block downwards? No. That's a bit of a problem. Well, we do have long-range weapons, and these two are a lot easier to hit with our ability. At least we have a method on getting out here, because there's a little bridge, so that's fine. I can't do this. I can do this. Oh, what, really? I could do that, if it would let me. Could you fly all the way back over here, please? I was aligned, but the bloody hook is huge. There we are. They didn't drop anything on me. How rude. Would like some stuff, please. Another crystal switch. Right, then. Can't use the hook shot here, so I'll just shoot it with an arrow. There we are, that does it. So we'll push this here, push this up here, whack that, push this up here, push you out of the way. Right, let's flip you over. Hippooshk! Habap! And we need to be able to get over there, but we do have this conveyor going on. So, if we get the Cane of Samaria here, chuck a block, let that ride, release at the right time, we can get on through. Kind of need some magic as well, so I'm glad I actually left and stocked up, so... Oh, hello there! It's the Helmets well, it's supposed to be an upgraded Helmets King, but since there isn't a Queen designated as such, I'm just going to call it the Queen. Yeah, you can't chuck the bombs, that I don't think I've talked about that last time. You can't chuck the bombs, they'll bounce off the helmet, but, you know, bombs give us a bit of a long-range alternative to dealing with this thing, so I'm just going to use bombs to take out the helmet, because, you know, the hammer actually takes longer to get rid of the helmet anyway, and it's also a lot more dangerous, so why would you do it? Okay, I didn't realise I put 2 bombs down. I was hoping that one of them would have blown up on him, or her, but it didn't. Like, that one should count. No, moved away right beforehand. You're a lot more shiftier. Ah, there we are. We can now get some shots in if the helmesters don't get in the way. We killed them with the arrows, so it's fine. Okay, the arrows don't actually work. We need to get in there and slash, unless I'm just not being accurate enough. Nope, it's just not counting. We need to get in there and whack it with our sword. The Blade of Evil's Bane compels you, evil demon. Oh, the helmet's back! That don't normally happen. Interesting. Right. So let's get through this hard exterior with a few more bombs. One shot off already. In fact, I haven't used the hammer. Let's use the hammer a couple of times. You can see how dangerous this is. If they decide to walk forward like that, that's why I don't use the hammer. But since I haven't done that often... the bomb is in your mouth. I want to think your strategy, madam. Because I just did. Oh, I almost walked into the tail there. Oh, it's a big old eyeball. We know what that means. Snipe! Well, it would have been a snipe, but I had to take an extra shot. But I did it! Funnily enough, the easiest one. Because, I mean, it's the first one of the Dark World. That led to the fire one. Yeah, this is definitely the second one you're supposed to do. I mean, you know what ones the ones you're supposed to do? Green, red, blue, and purple. I did blue first because I'm an idiot. But then again, there's no clear indication of what one you're supposed to do first or second, third, and fourth. So you can just do them in any order, really. And why did these guys spawn in on the side that I spawn in? That's a little bit rude. Just saying. Because every other time I spawned on this side of the room... Okay, they are on this side of the room. They just move about. I didn't realise. My bad. Oh well. So it's fine. We're going to go down here anyway. Wow, down here is really dark, isn't it? Oh, there's likes. Remember that I said in the shop that these guys could steal your shield? I believe the mirror shield isn't invulnerable, and you will have to buy it back if you lose it, and that's kind of the gimmick for putting them in this dungeon. So, well, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? I could use the cape, or I could save my magic and go around the long way. I could also, like, save myself a lot of effort by, like, you know, using potentially a screen nuke to kill these guys. I don't want to do that. Only because I've already made it through the room and you don't need to kill them all. This looks interesting. What's that? Can I even touch that? What's the puzzle? I don't see a torch that I can light. In fact, torches are lit in this room, and we still can't see invisible floors, if there are any. I mean, how are we supposed to get that? So let's pop this off. There are no invisible floors! How do we smash that pot? We can't reach it with our sword. This is where breaking the pots with the silver arrows come in. Oh look, there's a switch. Now how do we get to it? Well, we can pick up our own block with the cane of Samaria, chuck it on there, there you go. Now, how do you get across? Well, again, you're going to have to get out your silver arrows, shoot that pot, and then you're going to have to either use the hook shot or another Bonk-Jump to get across. Hook shot would have been the more obvious option, but we've already learned that to get around some rooms, you can use the Bonk-Jump anyway. Bunch of keys. So, let's... Oh, whoa! What the flip? Okay, 20 rupees, a fairy, and full magic. These keys are generous. Are these going to be the keys to victory? Dare I say? 8 bombs as well. Guys, you're spoiling me. What the actual flip? And yes, again, bonk jumping is actually needed. Uncle? I mean, we're in a similar place in the Dark World in terms of location on the map, but what the hell? What are you doing here? This don't feel right. Ugh, Scatlink. I didn't want you involved in this. I told you not to leave home. You must rescue Princess Zelda. I already have. You're the princesses. Had you fooled, didn't I? Yes, it's a rematch with Blind the Thief, or some weird flaming spectre. Shoots her usual projectiles when we whack her in the head, but also has the BMOS beams. Okay, that's a different looking head. Oh god, it's reanimated without the head. What do we got to do? It's not shooting fire at us. We can whack this head around. Ah, that's what we're supposed to do. Yep. You're going to have to play Dead Man's Volley with the head itself and reattach to the body in order to do more damage, because the head becomes invulnerable when it's on its own. I'm guessing because it uses its power to keep its head invulnerable when it doesn't have to reanimate the body. But it's now used Shadow Clone Jutsu. It's got 2 heads. Now we're going to have to bounce them into the body in order to, you know, do what's needed. And funnily enough, I haven't used it to use a potion for this second round, so I'm actually quite chuffed about that. Although I still want to stock up at full health before I head onwards. So, I'll just go grab that very quick and spend another 20 rupees to get back here. Come on, let me get around just so I can whack you back on the body. How dare you yellow devil me? Eh! I mean, you're a devil already, but you're not a yellow devil, you're an orangey red devil. Get on it! There we are. I was having a lot of trouble trying to get angled for that. Wow, 1 hit, really? Didn't even give me much chance there. Now they're firing their flames. Alright, so this is a bit of a jiggery-pokery. It's kind of turned the boss fight into a puzzle more than just, like, you know, all of attrition. And bullet hell. Yeah! Okay. Saw you coming. Eh! That was a good shot. There we go, that'll do it. Bam! You shouldn't have went there. You literally went into the line of your own fire. And with that, we now have the Earth Elemental Sword. Wind, fire, water, or ice, I can't exactly tell. It looks more icy than watery in my opinion. And the Earth Sword. Because it is the water element, but most of the time the dungeons associated with it are ice themed, so it's a bit odd. I mean, I know that water is icy, but you know what I mean. But yes, we have done all shoot-offs of this dungeon. We have... Oh, hello there. You know what? You're not dive-bombing me, guys. Even though I just got hit twice. Let's blow you guys up. Because the only way that we have to go now is onwards. But as you saw, there was an electrical beam in the way. Even though that is the same thing that stops us from accessing the Hyrule Castle Tower, unless we have the Master Sword or the Cape, because you can go right through it. In this particular case, you cannot use the Cape to go through this, and you need all 4 pieces of the Four Sword to get past it. Yep, apparently that allows your sword to slash through it. But I'm going to leave the dungeon quickly, go stock up on health, because that's all I really need, and then we'll be back. I highly recommend you save before going onwards, because this is the true final battle of the game. I'm gonna trust in my courage and dash! Walking on the air. Welcome to the Chamber of the Four Swords. As soon as you enter the middle of the room, the Four Swords disappear from you, and it creates 4 Dark Links for you to fight. First we have Green Dark Link. He loves to use the Pegasus shoes, and unlike your mirror shield, their mirror shields can actually, you know, block your sword attacks. Yeah, I know. See, it just blocked it right there. They don't have to stab you with the sword in order to do it. And they are very proficient with their sword slash, actually. Although they cannot use the sword beam, and you cannot use your sword beam against them. If you try to make yourself invulnerable with the Cane of Burner, or the Cape, well, the Cane of Burner doesn't actually hurt them, but if we whip out the Cape quick, they will also put on the Cape, so you cannot fight back. So, invincibility doesn't help you here. It only gives you a breathing space, so use it if you really need the breathing room. All you got to do is get around their sword swings or their shield, and after a few hits, you should be good. If you hit them with a spin attack, even with the Hurricane Spin, it will cancel your spin attack, but you can still land hits with it. The Hurricane Spin might be helpful. After green falls, you can actually get just like with Gandalf there, you can get an extra hit. He likes to do 3 spin attacks in a row, basically a miniature Hurricane Spin, but he comes up really fast just like you would as well. You could have a Beyblade battle with him, but basically every single one of these Dark Links have the same amount of health, I think about 7 or 8 hits each, I believe, and yeah, this guy likes to use a combination of both the Pegasus shoes from the previous Dark Link, but adds another move to his repertoire, being the free spin, Hurricane Spin. So, if you can lure him into a wall, or after he does a spin attack, you might be able to get him, because he has to take a second in order to reorientate himself, as you saw there, he was walking on the spot. Let's get an extra hit in here. I haven't actually had to use my potions yet, which is very nice, since I had to use all 3 on the first 2 segments. I just got really unlucky. Got really dicked. Yeah, this guy uses a technique we can't use. It's basically the ending part of Quake, because he does like a ground pound. It's basically the downward thrust. And we can't do that. And that gives him like a mass jump that can catch up with us. Blue Link is pretty mean with that. He can catch you unawares if you're trying to go for him. And yeah, you've got to be pretty much on the run and lead him to you. So there we are. Oh, ouch. There we are. Items, for the most part, don't really help. If you use the hookshot's invincibility, the developers caught on to that, and he'll just sit on you once the invincibility runs out, as you saw there. I don't even know why I have to do it on, to be honest. You're probably not going to get them with arrows, because they'll just block it with their shield. They're pretty much invulnerable to that. Yeah, most of your items don't really work. It's just, you know, a big old sword fight. Just use your techniques, use your dodging, use your spatial awareness. Use all the tricks of the trade, and sometimes now, once they've reached, well, once it's Blue Link, he would also use the cape to dodge spin attacks, so you can't catch him unawares. Now, Purple Link. Purple Link uses pretty much all the techniques from before. He has a sword beam added to his repertoire, and he's also a little bit more aggressive. He's the final of the 4. If we can take him out, we're done. I might have to pop off my potion here, because I'm taking quite a bit of damage. Can I lead him in? Alright. Oh, there we are. He back jumped, so he dodged my attack. So he adds that as well. Don't normally have that, but he did. Oh god, hang on a minute. I haven't got enough space. Ouch. At least we're only taking half a heart each attack. That's not a problem. But your health can dwindle pretty quick if you're not ready for it. I really don't want to be popping off a potion. Come on, can I do this? Can I do this without popping off a potion? Ow, you bastard! That was cheeky! I'm not going to risk it. Potion. He's probably 1 or 2 hits away, knowing me. But I wasn't going to risk it. I mean, I would be at half a heart right now. Yeah, those are... I was about to say Hydra Sword Beams. No, that was 2 hits. That wasn't it yet. They're not... I was about to say Hydra Sword Beams. They're pretty much the same sword... the same beams that the Lionels shoot at you. Yeah, he likes to back jump and then follow up with a sword slash. So you really have to get him when he's in the middle of an attack, because otherwise he's just going to dodge it. Bloody hell! Oh yeah, I remember the Purple Link has twice the amount of health as all the rest of them. Green, red, and blue have 8 hits, while purple not only adds the back jump and the sword beam to his repertoire, he also has twice the amount of health, so he takes about roughly 16 hits in order to finish off. But once we land a few more hits, I'm really glad I used the potion in the end. Jesus Christ. Come on. There we are. Got him at the bottom. Come on, you. We're going to go down soon enough. He really got me on that one. Dang. Oh, come on! Die, you bastard! I don't even know why I still had the bottle equipped. I just had that. Oh, that could be the finish! There we are! With 6 hearts remaining and only 1 red potion chugged. That is all 4 Dark Links of the Pyramid of Power taken care of. And the Elemental Swords are now ours to claim to prove ourselves we are the hero of all timelines. A bonus dungeon well worth the difficulty curve. We had to go grab a bunch of potions. I actually got screwed out by luck, but hey, we still made it. And now we have an additional credits roll call with the usual epic music that we had before. But this time it's not a character roll call or like, you know, the villagers and the humans and all that. This time it's an enemy roll call. We're focusing on the bosses and not the sages. So it's kind of a nice mirrored flip. We were focusing on the light world, now we're focusing on the dark world. That moblin is getting robbed by those pickets. But yeah, it's going to be focusing on the dungeons instead of the locales. Makes a lot of sense since this is pretty much... I guess you could say that this is just like, again, a show. Because all the bosses are alive for this, showing off their attacks and techniques and all that. It's pretty much like being all showy and whatnot. Look at these choreographed Octorops. I mean, seriously. It's like they showed A Link to the Past as like a play. It's kind of weird. I mean, Mario 3 did it, so I guess Zelda 3 did it. But yeah, I like how they put the same attention to detail for the GBA exclusive credits if you beat the temple or the palace of the Four Sword. That's more Lionels than what's in the game. I'm actually surprised they didn't chuck Lionels into the bonus dungeon, to be perfectly honest. It's kind of funny that. Ganon's Tower, look at that. I think that's the tallest you can see it. It doesn't go any further than that. That must have had to be specially programmed, because that doesn't normally happen. Oh, when did you pick up a super bomb? Did you have money on you, mate? Although the, you know, the hole's still there. Ah, the bosses. This is how you know what the bosses are called in the GBA version. You're actually rewarded with knowing their names without having to look it up. The Helmasaur King. And it's not going to show the harder versions from the Palace of the Four Sword, because they are just rematches with harder variants. Yep, Argus or Wart, depends on what it is. I'll probably put that on screen because I care. And because I can. Mofula, I mean, I guess we'll probably see his cycle here. Yeah, we're going to see his cycle here, except for the floor moving. But I got him stuck in a corner and I just diced him up like nothing. Still kind of feel bad. Blind the Thief. But yeah, that is literally everything that I wanted to show with A Link to the Past. In terms of the GBA and the original, it's just like, you know, I have other things planned in terms of A Link to the Past, like randomizers, as well as Ancient Stone tablets, maybe even A Link Between Worlds at some point. I would probably be going to them now that we're finally done with this. If I was going to do anything else, it would probably be like a glitch video or just walking through walls, but there's been so many videos doing that, and what am I going to do? Make a RAM overflow so I just like become one heart demonic Link with 17 arrows and infinite rupees continuously falling out of my pocket? I don't think that's worth. So it's like, I don't want to do that anyway because I don't want to be messing up my cartridge, because I've had a history with this cartridge actually. When I was young and I had different accessories for the system, like the, I think it's called the Game Spot or whatever, triple cartridge swapper. Works with my Pokemon games, works with quite a few of my games, but for whatever reason it wipes my, my Link to the Past cartridge that I'm playing with right now clean. But you may look at this cartridge now and you wouldn't notice the difference because I play this game so goddamn much. And now we have an original track using the Game Boy Advance's music engine in mind, while still sounding like something out of the Super Nintendo. With this unique credit crawl, we have the number of times we have used every single item and action in the entire game. So, for those who do tracking, you don't need to worry about it for A Link to the Past on GBA. It tells us we used 197 arrows, or tried to at least, 264 slings of the boomerang, 200 hook shots, 101 magic powder, more than I care to admit, 89 bombs. So yeah, it's like, it just tells you how many times you used it. Which is actually kind of cool, because it's like what the later Kingdom Hearts games do. Tells you what Keyblade you main with the most, or how many times you use certain command, certain summon. Stuff like that. I kind of actually like this sort of thing, like the game actually secretly tracks this, and the only way to see it is if you beat everything in the game. So you've used everything to the fullest extent, try to experiment. It's awesome, man. I actually like this. And the Book of Medora only counts if you can actually use it, not if you get those beeps. So, we use the shovel quite a bit actually. I don't think that counts if you're using the shovel from the minigame though, because you can do that without that. So, we didn't use the Cane of Burner that many times. In fact, we didn't use the Magic Cape that many times. We only used it a couple of times throughout the last few moments there. We warped 58 times, so you can see why I didn't use so many things. Green Potion I don't think I used at all, did I? No, I didn't use any Green Potion at all. I don't really need to. I mean, if you freeze an enemy and then whack it with a hammer, there's a good chance you'll get full magic anyway. So, we only need to use one Super Bomb, so it tracks that as well, even though it's not technically in your inventory. It's still an action of which you caused to happen, so we only needed one of them. You only need another one if you mess it up. Ah, 556 Pegasus shoes! It couldn't be 555? Look at that. All swords, we swung our sword 4,273 times. And that's like for additional swings as well, or to do spin attacks that I didn't need to do. Time saved, the game still tracks it, but it is not on your file on the file select screen. It is only here. We use 79 fairies, regardless if they healed us from knockout or whatever. The death doesn't count if they do so. We found 5,444 rupees, and we killed just over 1,500 enemies. And I think that includes bosses as well. 10 hours, 23 minutes, 43 seconds. That's why I didn't track playtime. The game does it for me, and so do randomizers. To be honest, that does sound a little bit ominous, the way it ends, but you've already beaten Ganon, because you wouldn't be able to get in here otherwise. And as I said, if you want to play the game again without losing your file on Four Swords, you don't have to delete your file. You can just click New Game on the title screen after you boot up A Link to the Past in that very file. So, I believe it does reset everything on the A Link to the Past half of things. So, and you don't need to reset Four Swords because, you know, you have randomly generating dungeons. You have everything available to you anyway. So, what's the point? This is definitely the best version of the game in my opinion. I do know people don't like the sound, because, you know, the GBA doesn't sound as good as the Super Nintendo, I will admit, doesn't have that bass, but in terms of all of the ports / remakes from Super Nintendo to GBA, A Link to the Past is one of the best. And funnily enough, it was one of my first GBA games I ever had. And what a way to start off with. This is how I got better with A Link to the Past. So, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed A Link to the Past Four Swords. I mean, obviously, there are still stuff in Four Swords that we have to deal with, but that's exclusively for the Anniversary Edition on DSi. For the combo package of A Link to the Past and Four Swords, there is literally nothing else to be done. This, well, if I killed myself up and then saved again at least, maxed out my rupees and my bombs and arrows, I would have a perfect save file. So with that, nothing else to say. See you guys next time for the pseudo-sequel, Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets, the actual sequel, A Link Between Worlds, the timeline sequels, Oracle of Ages or Seasons if I feel like doing those games, because I don't actually know them that well. I do have them though, physically, on Game Boy Color. Or anything else that we do on the channel as well, like randomizers or even races. So, with that, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed A Link to the Past. We still have more stuff for Four Swords on Aaron's channel. Please subscribe to him as well. See you guys next time.